Hi guys. You see it says evening chat. I should have said dinner. But if I can't eat and make this video, I'm going to shut it off because I need to eat. But sometimes I have the TV on, and tonight I have a bit of a headache, so it was really quiet. And in the silence, I said, maybe I should turn on the camera and let them have an evening chat. But I did tell you guys in the last video, it's really hard for me to eat with the flipper in. So, but yeah, I'm getting a bit of a headache, and I felt like I was not well again. I think here's what I think happened. I told you guys because of this pandemic and because I slept on it, people bought up all the masks. So I was able to find a box of one mask at Walmart. There was 20 in a box. I think I had 2 masks before this all started, which I had used. And so I have to save my mask for doctor's appointments and grocery shopping. And other, if I have other important appointments, but like some of my, like I'm supposed to go for an eye checkup, that can wait. I do have a dentist appointment at the end of the month. I'm not too thrilled about them being in my mouth, because if somebody does not keep their gloves sterile enough, or so I have those concerns. And my concerns are because we have it in my area. So this isn't like, oh, we have it in the state. No, we have it in my area. About 7 or 8 cases in my area. So, and I'm high risk. I'm right up there at high risk. They said people with cardiac problems are like the top, and then they name COPD. They're the experts, they're the doctors, but in my book, lung disease comes first for me because it's an illness that affects the respiratory system. My respiratory system is not good. Well, but my respiratory system does okay for me, but my lungs are not good. And the thing is I was feeling pretty good. And when I say pretty good, what I mean is, like when I say pretty good, I don't mean like, oh, I'm feeling fine. I mean, I feel good despite all the problems and all the pain that the chronic pain I live in. When I say I feel good, it's because I'm living a better quality of life with all those issues. That's what I mean. And so I was feeling good. And I was, very involved in my Bible study, and I was getting ready to be in a play, and, just trying to stay as active as possible. I was in a prayer group. I was, busy with my things, my neighbors. I was just as busy as I could possibly be in this body. And then I had to bring everything to a standstill because I'm high risk. You have to, if you care about yourself and your health, you have to weigh the risk versus the benefits. And, I was talking to a friend who was concerned, but I had to work. And I thought, well, if you have to work, you have to work. But the trade-off for me living in a body that's not healthy is that I can't work. That's kind of the trade-off. So I had the luxury of stopping the things that I was involved in. Not like a job where you can say, okay, I quit. COVID-19 is here, I quit. No, I was able to step back from the things I was doing. Sorry. One person's on. I looked up. I saw somebody was on, so I wanted to say hi. So I was thinking about it. I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't shut social media down. if they don't get this under control, or if it doesn't die down or whatever needs to happen, I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't shut social media down, at least temporarily, or start charging for it to try to, limit how many people are on it. I wouldn't be surprised. It's just too much going on. We got the election year going on. Folks were already struggling, with just life and the last election and all the issues going on in the world and all the problems and the drug epidemic, the opioid epidemic, the social justice matters, the racism, there's just so many things. People were really having a difficult time dealing with a lot of things. Now you're talking about this virus, and people keep asking all these questions because they want answers. But if they listen carefully, a lot of times they tell you the answer. We don't know. This is a new virus. We don't know. Well, the doctors that are honest, the people that are honest out there, they'll tell you this is a new virus. We don't know the answer to that yet because we haven't had time to study. So I listen to those, the ones that do that, the ones that come out there and smile. I don't trust them one bit. I'm like, there's nothing to smile about. People are afraid. I don't care how much you tell people not to panic. I was telling people in last month, don't panic, but get prepared. And you can't tell people not to panic. If people are fearful, they're going to panic. I had a lot of anxiety. I remember the night I first heard about it was in January, and I was at a prayer meeting, and we were talking about things in the world that are going on, and somebody said, and then you've got that virus over in China. And I said, what virus? Like, as soon as I said that, I like, my ears perked up, my body tense, and I'm like, what virus? Because I know what viruses mean to me. And I came home and looked it up and knew, wow. And the only thing I slept on was buying masks. That was my stupid fault. I don't know. It's not that I didn't think about it. I was headed somewhere that day, and there was just other things on my mind. And although I Googled medical supply stores and I was 3 miles from one, I said, okay, I'll catch it on the way back. Well, because of my lung disease and my limitations with my energy, sometimes I wipe out like that. Well, on the way home, I was at sometimes, and we have to realize what is priority. And although you have two things and they're both priority, you still have to say which one is priority over this. Well, I had something very important that was going to affect my livelihood happen, and I had to take care of that. What good is it if I have masks but I don't have a home? So I really had to focus on what I needed to do. And by the time I finally went out and started looking in the stores, or I would be in the store when I started looking for masks, I couldn't find them. So I was in a wall, and I didn't have the energy to run all over the place. I went to as many stores as I could. I called stores. So I think some people lied. I really do. I remember this lady at the doctor's told me to go to this one place. She said they'll have them. And it was a pretty big hardware store. And when I went in, I had the blue surgical mask on, and I didn't get past the door. And I asked them, and they were like, no. And I just think they were lying. I was like, I think they have them. So anyway, I don't know though. So yeah, so I was saying all this to make a point about when I said I feel like I'm not well again, but I had to reuse one of my masks today because I had to go out. And because I don't have a lot of masks, I have to do what I have to do because some protection is better than none. So I reused a mask, but I wasn't thinking, and it was a mask that I used when I wasn't well. So, I came in later, my nose was running and I started getting chills again. And I felt really good yesterday without the chills and stuff. So I threw that mask in the garbage. And I said, no more. The few masks that I have to make them last. So I found some. I'm afraid to order from a lot of the people on like Amazon or eBay because they're shady. You don't know what they're selling you. You don't even know if you're going to get your stuff. So I saw a box of the blue surgical mask. And I ordered those. And Amazon sent me a message and said, your order will be there April 17th. Better late than never. If they come, better late than never. It just makes me feel good knowing something's on the way. Now, yes, of course, I know all the stuff about the mask and what protects you and what doesn't protect you and people not wearing them right and when you should wear them. But I keep saying, I've been wearing the blue surgical mask for years to protect my lungs from cold and flu season. Have I caught colds? Yes. I even caught the flu. Can you catch the flu? I got the flu in 2008 or 9, I think. That was the last time I had it. But I get my flu shots every year, and I have ever since my lungs collapsed. I've gotten the flu shot. I don't think I've missed a year. So nothing's going to prevent. Like I went to the store to get some garlic, right? Because I like garlic. I use a lot of garlic. I guess this is disrupting my life in so many ways because I can always find garlic. But because people have it out on the internet that garlic has antiviral properties, people are eating garlic to try to prevent them from getting the coronavirus. And I'm thinking, okay, I keep garlic in my home. It's a staple in my home. And I went to the store this morning when I went out. I didn't run all over the place because I wanted to get back in. I just went to the one store I was passing. And no garlic. They always have garlic. No garlic. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. There's so many things that I do on a regular basis that just, and money galore. Like this is costly, this virus. And I'm sure we all know. I mean, I had to buy things to have just in case I would need them. I think most people took the recommendation to go out and buy at least 2 weeks worth of stuff in case you got quarantined. And I think a lot of people went overboard and bought 10 weeks worth of stuff because the shelves, we all know that because a lot of the shelves are empty. And not the shelves, but specific items are out. And I want to say shame on them, but I don't. Because we don't know how honest they're being with us. Nobody wants to be stuck in. Like I think I mentioned it the other night. There's a couple I watched that were on the Diamond Princess. They were quarantined, I think, 2 weeks on the boat, if not longer. Then they've been in the hospital for almost 3 weeks. So that's 5 weeks. Now, granted, they didn't have to have things stacked up, but what if somebody's in their home, they prepared for 2 weeks, and then it turned into 4 weeks or 6 weeks? Now they've got to go out sick and infect others, or potentially. Good evening, Your Pleasure. I'm just rambling. I'm just talking. It was quiet in here tonight, and I thought I should just turn on the camera and let them have. I'm having a late dinner. I stepped on the scale the other night. I was 133 pounds. I thought I've never seen anybody that eats as many salads as I do that just gains and gains. But I did eat like 3 big bag of chips probably in the past 2 months, if even. And then my son bought me a bag of cheese puffs the other day, and I ate them in 3 sittings, the whole bag. I love those things. That's why I don't buy them. And it was $3.99 a bag. That's why I don't like people shopping for me, because I'm a saver. I save pennies at every corner. There's a lot in here. Hang on 1 second. My thermostat says it's 78 degrees in here. And I don't want to turn the air on because I like to turn my heat and my air on a day when I'm not going to be in the apartment, because that way all the dust and stuff that's in the vents, I don't have to be in whenever it blows it out. So that's just how I feel. So I have an appointment for Friday, and I think maybe I'll turn my air on Friday, let all the dust get blown out. And plus, right now, I'm not 100% back to myself, so I don't want to be sitting under air conditioning and stuff. Last night, I was so hot, and I was going to turn the ceiling fan on, but then I thought, oh, what if I wake up all stuffy and feeling miserable? So I suffered. I sweated, and I tossed, and I turned, and I kicked the comforter off. And then I got cold because I was sweating, so the air would hit me and I got cold, and then I would bundle back up. Crazy. Wish I could just find a happy medium. Sleep. So I know I'm going all over the place. So my hair. So what I did today, so I washed it and conditioned it, I think yesterday or the day before, I can't remember. I said, I don't know how people work and get things done. I just don't. I mean, I know I used to work and I used to get my stuff done because you got to do what you got to do. But as you get older, man, and slow down, I don't know how people do it. Like this morning, I had to go out to the store to get something I specifically needed. I was hoping that I could catch my son and maybe he could grab it for me and run by my place when he goes to work or something. But I couldn't, so I had to put my mask on and run out and get it. And then I ran over to the grocery store, and then I came in. So I think I've mentioned it, that I purchased a washer. I didn't like the washer because it's really too loud for an apartment. And it took almost 2 hours to do a load of laundry, because these new washers, these high efficiency washers, they're programmed. Most of them, almost all of them, I've done so much research. I had to, because they're going to swap out and bring me a different one. And so I had to know what I was getting. So I actually went online, which I wish I would have thought to do the first time. I went online and pulled up the manual for the washer and just read the whole manual online. And people did a lot of reviews on the washer, and a lot of people that bought the washer had commented, and I said, is this washer really as quiet as it seems on this video? And somebody replied back to me and said, yes, it is. They said that they have it, and they had it running one day, and they had to shut their TV, turn their TV down to hear if it was still running. I thought, okay, because when I was looking at the reviews, every washer I pulled up, I looked at the pros and the cons, and every washer had in the con noise. Now, sometimes it almost balanced out because other people would say quiet. And I do understand that people's perception of noisy is different. So when I pulled up this washer, it didn't even say noise under con. It actually, under the pros, it had a lot of quiet. So I thought, okay, I'm going to try it. It was a little bit more than what I wanted to pay. It was a little bit more out of my budget. But I said, you know what? I saved for over a year to get me a washer. And I thought, if I don't think I'm worth that little bit more, and then I found a price match. I did save an extra $20 because I found a price match. So I thought, you know what? Just buy the darn washer. So anyways, I did. So I'm glad I called today because the lady that called me and we did the whole order exchange, she said, okay, I'll call you back. No, she said, you'll get a call back. If not later today, tomorrow. Well, tomorrow was yesterday. And I didn't hear anything. And I thought, that's pretty odd that they didn't call back. And I was going to give it another day, but I thought, no, because I was waiting for somebody else to send me some stuff too. I needed some paperwork for the dental work that I had done. And usually my dentists, they're really good. You call and ask them for something, they've got it to you within an hour. So I asked her for, my insurance payment printout. And I didn't get it. And this was Saturday. And I never got it. So I called and left her a message yesterday. Didn't hear anything. So I had to call her too. And I thought, well, I don't want to keep bugging people. And then there was a third agency that I had to call. So anyways, I called everybody today. I was on the phone till 1:30. And I said, how do people do it that work? I mean, I was on the phone with the washer for so long because they kept transferring me. And then I got disconnected once, had to call back. Then when we had to do the price match, I had to call a different number. And I'm glad I called because the lady who took care of my business when I called last week, she didn't take care of business. They said they didn't even have an order in the system. So you only have 15 days to return it. My clock was ticking because I wanted to do a lot of research and make sure I got the right washer out here. I'm telling you, I'm so glad I called. That lady was like, I'm glad you called too. She said, I don't know who you talked to. She said, but there's nothing in the system. I said, are you kidding me? I said, we even talked about the price match. I said, I told her that I saw a price match on another website. So I don't know who it was either. I don't know. Because she took the whole order. She did the whole refund exchange return thing. And they said, did she give you an order number? And I said, no. I said, I didn't even think to ask for one. I said, because she told me she'd call me back. So anyways, Saturday, I say all that to say, look, 23 minutes I've been out here. I say all that to say Saturday, they are coming to pick up the Insignia. And they are bringing me my other washer. I typically don't drink from the bottle like this, but I'm trying to finish it off. It's probably a little bit too much for me to be drinking this late at night. This is why I don't sleep. I have to pump in the fluids, because I just want to make sure anything in my body, I just flush it out, if there's remnants of that little cold or whatever, just if it's allergies, I don't know what it is, just flush it out of your system. So fluids will do that. And, but then I'm up all night going to the bathroom, like at least once or twice an hour, at least. And like, who can sleep like that? I get a good hour's sleep and then I wake up and I'm like, oh man, look at the clock, hoping it's, morning. It's not. Only an hour has went by, or 50 minutes. So I got a craving for some chicken and rice. I made some chicken legs yesterday. I baked some chicken legs. And I haven't baked chicken in so long. I almost forgot how. And then I need to stop cooking. I dropped my cell phone in the oven. It was my fault. It was my fault. Stupid. I was trying to talk on the phone, putting chicken in the oven. The dang chicken slipped out of my hand, hit the oven door. The phone slid into the oven and started melting on the side. That's the second time. last time I was making a cake and I had my glasses in my shirt, like this, like a lot of people wear. Bent down to put the cake in the oven. The glasses fell in, slid under the rack, and started burning. There was black smoke coming up. I was trying not to set the smoke alarm off because I live in a building that it will set the whole building off. So I'm like panicking. First thing I had to do was get the glasses off the wire rack, the coil, the heater coils, because the black smoke was coming up. And I was shaking, but I stuck my hand under that hot rack. I know it was the dumbest thing to do. People, when I tell people, they're like, why would you do that? Why didn't you grab something? I said, because the glasses were melting in the oven. I had to get them out as quick as possible. And I knew there was a good chance that if I stuck my hand under that rack and got burned, that I was really going to get burned because I was going to jump. And there was only like this much room. And I was shaking, but I knew those glasses had to come out or I was going to set this whole smoke alarm system off. And so I got them out, thank God. Turned on all the ceiling fans, let up all the windows. So I'm done. When I am around that oven, nothing can be around me except the pots, the pot holders. And that's another thing. I burned the pot holder because when I went to get the phone, I had the chicken was already in the oven. So when I took it out, I was actually turning it over. So the pan was hot. So I had oven mitts on. So when I dropped the phone, I was able to reach in there and get it a lot easier because I had the mitts on, but the thing was so hot, it burned my oven mitts. They were Dollar Tree oven mitts anyway. But yeah, I even believe the things that have been happening. In a week, I have broke 2 light bulbs in my lamp. That's why I took my lamp. I used to have a lamp sitting on the counter over there. Today, I took it off because it's those coil light bulbs, the energy efficient ones. Excuse me. This thing shattered glass everywhere. I had slippers on. A piece of glass went up under the slipper, up in my foot. Thank God I didn't step down hard. I went to step down and I felt it. And I took my slipper off real slow. And it was about this big, but it was sticking out. So I was like, please don't let it break off in there. I don't know what's going on. Then tonight, I walked into my bedroom to take something in there and hit my toenail on something under the bed and about split my toenail in half. You want to talk about crying, wanting to cry? Oh my goodness. That's almost that pain is almost as bad as when you're shaving your legs too quick and you nick right around your ankle, or on the bone. There are just some things that are painful. And I have a high tolerance for pain, because of all that stuff that I went through with my health. But I think because I've been doing well, my pain tolerance isn't so high. I don't know though; it does hurt when you hit your big toe, and that nail cracks. Oh, that hurts. But what was I going to say? Oh, my hair. I was talking about my hair. So what I did was, I washed it. I used the excuse me. I used the Cream of Nature argan oil. And I did a hot oil treatment with that, set under the dryer. So then I used the Cream of Nature products. And I just sat out here the other night and said how good they were. Well, for some reason, today when I rebraided these, it was dry. It was dry and it left a lot of product residue in my hair. I looked and I was like, what the heck? It was like somebody took powder or something, dumped it in my hair. So I'm going to try something different. I'm just going to experiment anyways to see if I can get it to grow. So this half has Cream of Nature product in it. This half has Cream of Nature product in it from yesterday. And then today I put that miel in it. I don't know how to say it right. I don't know if it's miel, miele. I don't know. Mielle. Sometimes words can be so simple, but people try to make them fancy. So I'm going to just keep, you can see how thin my hair is because these are great big huge spaces in this little teeny tiny braid. But honestly, guys, when I take it out and put a little headband on it, it looks so cute. It's so cute, especially with the Cream of Nature products. I think the miel, it's nice, but I think it straightens my hair a little bit too much, but the Cream of Nature is perfect for my texture hair. And it just looks so cute. It was just so small and it's not even cut even or anything, but it just, it picked out so nicely. And I just put a headband back on it. It was adorable. Next time I do it, I'll have to try to make a video. The thing is, I don't mess with my hair that much. It's too time consuming. All those natural hair beauties on YouTube, I don't know how they find time to work, and a lot of them do. They'll get up in the morning and take all those twists out and do their hair in a style before they go to work. I'm like, Lord, and then before they go to bed at night, they'll put the product in and, 2-strand twist it or whatever. It's too much work. And, just the time that I'm putting into it is enough for me. But yeah, so it's cute. And I'm thinking if it grows out by spring, that'll be a nice way to wear it. Just put the Cream of Nature in, just twist it up like this, and just big chunks like this. This is how I had it when I took it out, just great big huge chunks, because I don't have time nor energy to stand there or sit for hours and put a bunch of twist in my hair. So I just grabbed these big huge pieces, just braid it or twist it, and usually braid it because if I twist it, it'll unravel because it's too short. And the back is hard to get anyways, but I just took it out, picked it. I think I sprayed it. I think, oh, it was so pretty. I liked it. I liked it. So I thought if I can get it to grow out just a little bit more, and not for the style, but I can get it to grow out just a little bit more so it's easier for me to braid it, especially the back, because I can't hardly, when you've got this much hair, I don't know how. Well, some of these girls are young too. When I was younger, I used to braid my hair all the time, but now my body barely turns to try to, reach back here. Too much, way too much. So I'm trying to think what else to talk about. That's odd for me to run out of things to talk about. I always talk and talk and talk and talk. I was so tired today. I called my granddaughter. She called her dad yesterday to pick her up from school because she wasn't feeling well. So I called her today after school to see how she was feeling. And guys, forgive me for the food in my mouth. I know it's kind of rude, but I've got this flipper and it's just hard to chew with it in. So I called her to see how she was feeling. And I was so tired myself because I had dealt with the washer, the dental stuff, the other people. Then I wanted to grab a shower before it gets too late because sometimes I get too tired. And then I had cooked some chicken and rice because I was craving chicken and rice. So I thought when I got out of the shower, I said, I have to lay down. I'm so tired. But I knew I had to call her because I call her about the same time almost every day. So I called her and I was so tired. I was falling asleep talking to her mid-sentence. Like I was saying something to her and I was just like, and I guess I dozed off and she started finishing the thing. And I thought, oh. And I'm thinking, oh my God, I fell asleep on her. Yeah, but so I have my friends, it's a shame. I have to have my son and my friends look for stuff for me. So I sent out a text and stuff. and, told people, if you're in the store and you see some garlic and it looks pretty good, please let me know what they're charging for it. Crazy. It's almost like you have to know the store's delivery days and what they're delivering. Like, what day are you delivering your produce? And you have to be there. Like, how does garlic go that fast? But I tell you what, I know I'm jumping all over the place, but this is seriously my life. This is what I feel like my life is. And I feel like that's why I talk this way, because I feel like my life is all over the place. Like I said, I broke 2 lights in the lamp this week. I broke a wall sconce candle holder. I almost don't want glass anymore. I broke a bowl, one of my favorite little bowls, but it doesn't matter. I can get it from the Dollar Tree. I broke that. I broke, what else? It was a week. It was a week. And that's what I said, even like almost splitting my toenail. And then that sharp little piece of glass that went up under my foot. I'm like, what the heck? You ever had those days? Some mornings I get up and they start like that. And I'm like, oh, here we go. Here we go. This morning was kind of like that. Maybe that's why the day went like that. Because this morning I got up and things were happening. I said, oh, here we go. And then you have those days where everything goes perfectly right. It's life. It's life. But you have those days, like some days, it's almost like everything you touch turns to gold. No matter what you do, it just works out. And that's why I hate to talk about bad, like that's all that happens, because there was some good. Like, what happened? The other day, there was something I think that could have broke or fell, but the way it bounced off, it kind of popped right in my hand. I think it was a plate. And I was like, oh, good catch. Good catch. So it was awesome. So it's not always bad. And that's what, like when people say things like, oh, if it wasn't for bad luck, I wouldn't have any luck at all. I hate when I agree. I'm like, I know. And then I have to correct myself. And I'll tell them, no, that's not true. Good things do happen to me. Lots of good things happen to me. And when I win things, like people will say, oh, I never win anything. No, I'm sorry. If somebody else wins something and I'm there, people say, I never win anything. I'm like, I know. And then I'll say, no, that's not true. Because I've won a lot of stuff in my life. So it's not true. Sometimes we have to be so careful with what we say. We just say things just to fit in and just to be agreeable. And sometimes we have to really think, this is true for me. No, it's not. I have lots of good things that happen. Every day that I wake up alive and I can get out of bed and all that, that's good. So, yeah, people think I'm all afraid of this coronavirus, and they don't understand. My fear is not of death, because we're all going to die. Anybody who has watched my videos on the I'm Free to Be Me channel knows how much I used to talk about death. We're all going to die one day, all of us, and none of us, most of us typically aren't ready to go, and we just try to hang on. We have family, we have loved ones, we want to be here, and we want an opportunity to continue to enjoy life. And if life isn't so great, we want an opportunity for it to get good while we're here. So, but anybody knows that I used to talk about death a lot. So it's not that. What scares me is I have lung disease. And what scares me is being on a ventilator, being ventilated again. The possibility of being trached again. I've been there. I keep telling people that. It's a place I don't want to revisit, like all the people who think like, oh, you're overreacting and, oh, it's not that bad. Or, you put it in perspective and things like that. You put it in perspective the way you want to put it in perspective. Let me put it in perspective the way I want to put it in perspective. because I've been there. I've been there. They keep saying if you're over 60, well, some people are saying over 60, some of the experts over 60, some are saying over 65. They're saying if you have an underlying health condition, they're saying even if you're over 50, there's like that 1%. So anyways, regardless of how you look at it, I'm high risk. So there's a good chance that if I got it, it's going to kill me. There's a good chance. And, I accept reality. I accept what could be, what is, whatever. Oh, my card fell. And, but I'm telling you what, if I can do whatever it takes to protect myself, to not have to go through that. Look, see that chair, see that brown envelope in that chair right there. I've been walking around here with that envelope for weeks and it's still not done. That is all my end of life care stuff. Because I had to get some stuff taken care of. And the attorney said, he asked me about my end of life stuff. Do you have it done? Do you have an advance directive? Do you have power of attorney? Do you have? So he said, would you like me to draft up that paperwork? And I said, sure. So he did. So I had one appointment and I canceled. So I have another appointment this week. And I don't want to cancel again. I'm not crazy about going either because I'm trying to minimize being around people. And that's really not all that important to me. But the thing is, if it's done and something happens to me and I die, it's done. It's done. And my son and I have talked and talked and talked about, what I went through when my lungs collapsed. And I've told him, if I ever in my life get that sick again, let me go. Because unless you've been through it, you don't know what it takes to come back from a 9.5-month hospital stay, and this was within 15.5 months. But I was still sick. When I went home, I had a hospital bed in my living room. I had a porta pot in my living room. I had a barrel of oxygen in my living room. So basically the hospital room came home with me. So yeah, it's a pretty traumatic experience. Anybody who's been through a trauma that has had to fight to come back understands. And all traumas aren't the same. Everybody's experience isn't the same. Some people go through traumas, but they're not traits. I can't even be in a room with somebody that's getting suctioned because it bothers me that bad. I can't even watch a television show. And I love shows about like ER shows and surgery shows. I had Amazon Prime for 30 days free, and they had this show on there called, if you have Amazon Prime, there is a show on there called Anatomy, the Beginning. Oh my goodness. Woo-hoo! I love shows like that, but when that show first started, I couldn't even watch it. I had to put my hand up oh no, I can't watch this. It's graphic. It's gross anatomy and it's graphic. And so once I was able to start watching it, it was interesting. The only thing is I was so busy. I didn't really have time to watch much of it before my 30 days ended. But I found it so interesting. Some of the things were but thank God people have the stomach for that. And they become surgeons and doctors for people like me who need them. So, but I love shows like that. But I cannot handle somebody getting suctioned, their trach suctioned. I don't know if people know what I'm talking about. When you have a tracheotomy done, they have to come in with that suction and they have to go down the tube and suction all that gunk out of your lungs and out of your esophagus and your trach. And not a good feeling. It's just not. And I hated it. It feels good when they're done because you can breathe. But I hated it. It was the worst feeling. It was like somebody taking a vacuum cleaner and going down your trach. And some people in the medical field weren't too gentle doing it. They just weren't. So it just wasn't a pleasant experience at all whatsoever. I had a lot of things done to me. I had bone marrow extracted from me. I had 13 chest tubes put in. There were a lot of things, a lot of painful things, but I'm telling you, getting a trach suction, I can't even stand the sound of it. And when I watch those anatomy shows, if there's somebody with a trach and they're getting suction, I'm just like, because I can feel it. When I'm watching it, I can feel it because I know what it feels like. And so coronavirus doesn't scare me. Being on a ventilator scares me. That doesn't scare me because we're all going to go. Do I want to die from it? Do I want to die? Am I ready to die? No, I want to be here for my family as much as the next person does. I want to be here for my granddaughter. I want to be here for my son. I want to be here for my friends. I want to be here for you guys. But we can't control some things in life. So what will be, will be. But do I have anxiety? Oh, heck yeah. Every time I know I have to go out that door, I have anxiety because I know it's out there. And like I said, we've got like 7 or 8 cases in our area. And I live in a building with a lot of people. Which I hope they start doing what the nursing homes are doing, which is some of the nursing homes, there's one in Texas, they're limiting the people that can come in and the hours. They have to fill out this paperwork if they've traveled out of the country. People lie anyways. People are just, that's what people are sometimes. Because we already know some people aren't going to wash their hands. Some people aren't going to care about others. They're not. And some people are going to say, if I get it, I'm going to give it to everybody I can because they're just like that. There are people like that. I keep saying all we can do is pray. Pray and ask God for his mercy. You know what's funny? And this is why I said I wouldn't be surprised if they shut social media down. This is what's funny. Let me try to choose some of the salad. This salad's good. I should have put some kale and spinach in here. I forgot about it though. So if you listen to the professionals, to the experts, the leaders, if you listen to them and then you go and watch people's YouTube videos, you'll see the contradiction. So they were saying something about people on the Diamond Princess. People on the Diamond Princess are making YouTube videos. So we don't need the media and all those people to tell us what's happening because the people themselves that are able to are making YouTube videos and telling us what's happening. And you'll hear the contradictions. I keep saying, I don't just listen to what they say. I listen to what they don't say too. And I wouldn't be surprised if they didn't shut social media down because if people panic, there's a movie on Netflix right now called Pandemic. One of the parts of the movie is, well, I don't know if I should tell. Not a big movie watcher. Well, lie. I've become one. Christmas break, I became one. So I don't want to tell, but I have to tell the story. So there's this part in the movie where people are panicking and they think that this group of people has the vaccine. So they are willing to, like, they're trying to break in the building where they're at, and the people had boarded it up and stuff. There were so many on the outside that wanted that vaccine so they wouldn't get sick. They broke in, people got killed during it. So they know what can happen when people panic. I was even thinking, because I wear my mask every cold and flu season, but I was thinking when I had mine on today, if this was really bad and somebody didn't have a mask, if there was a panic, I was thinking like that. If there was a panic, like, you could get hurt for wearing a mask if somebody didn't have one. They could hit you over the head to take yours. That's the kind of stuff people do in a panic. So social media can definitely get things charged. You already have all these people telling all these stories. Like I said, the garlic's gone out of the store because they're telling people, eat a lot of garlic. Eat a lot of garlic because garlic is has antiviral properties, and it'll protect you from coronavirus. So I can't go to the store and get garlic. People can't get toilet paper. They can't find water. And we're not even panicked. We're just anxious, really. People aren't panicking. They're just being protective. I don't think it's a panic when the news or the media or the professionals, whatever you want to call them, that group, when they keep saying, don't panic. Whoopi Goldberg was on The View the other day. Well, she's always on The View, but she was saying, people stop buying everything. I thought, Whoopi, you have no right to tell people that. People have families. People are afraid. People do not want to be stuck. Look, if I'm stuck in this apartment for 1 week, 2 weeks, or 3 weeks, I do not want to be stuck without, like bottled water. They kept saying, why is everybody buying the water? I drink bottled water all the time. All the time. So if I'm stuck in here, I'd like to have my bottled water. If I don't, I do have a pure thing on my tap so that I don't have to drink the tap water. And the county where I live, I think their tap water is pretty clean. I think it's not, everybody's got some issues, but I wouldn't be afraid to drink it and get sick or anything. But I have a pure on my sink so I could drink it. But I drink bottled water all the time. I buy bottled water all the time. Sorry if I have food in my mouth and you can see it. I buy it all the time. So if they say prepare for 2 weeks, why wouldn't I go buy bottled water? Why? I don't want to be stuck in here without toilet paper. I don't want to be stuck even without tissues, because if I don't have tissues, I'm going to use up my toilet paper. And these are like $1 at the Dollar Tree. I love them. And so I did. I went and got enough stuff to make sure if I was stuck in the house for 2 weeks. And I did catch that bug last week, so I'm glad I did it. And a lot of the stuff is gone. So honestly, I've got to go back and get, well, not a lot. Like my beans and stuff, I did buy canned stuff. But some stuff I am running low on, like my garlic. So I do have to go and kind of restock. You just don't want to be caught off guard. That's all. I don't think people are panicking. I think they're doing just what they recommended we do. If you were stuck indoors in quarantine for 2 weeks, do you have what you need? I think people asked themselves that question and said, oh, let me go make sure I have bread, water, eggs, milk, whatever. Excuse me. I don't know. I wish it never, would have happened. Isn't it amazing how quick life can change? And for some people, it may not have changed. Well, I think everybody's concerned, because people don't know. We don't know how honest they're being. You know, how honest can they be without causing panic? We have to ask ourselves that. I like listening to Dr. Jen on Good Morning America and Dr. Fauci. I think he's from the CDC. I enjoyed listening to him at first, but then he seemed like he was almost saying things, because he was kind of warning us like this, you know, we better get ready for this. And then Dr. Tedros from the World Health Organization, I don't understand their protocol, so I can't criticize because I don't understand their protocol. I guess when they leave it as an epidemic, it stays at a certain level. When they call it a pandemic, I guess then it releases resources or something. But to me, I'm like, does it? To me, because I don't have their job, don't work in their field. To me, I'm like, doesn't matter if it's an epidemic, a pandemic, it's still a mess. I don't care what name you slap on it. In my opinion, it's still a mess. You know, they keep telling us, don't focus on the numbers. That doesn't even make sense to me. Look, 56 minutes. Don't focus on the numbers. The numbers are people dying. How are we not going to focus on that? We don't want to be one of those numbers. How do we not focus on it? I just don't understand the stuff they say to us. You know, you got to put it in perspective. Don't focus on the numbers. Tell that to the 8 families that lost their family members at that nursing home in Washington State, at that Kirkland home. Tell that to the 3,000 families over in China who lost people, and we don't even know if that's an accurate number. Tell that to the, how many have we lost in the States? 23? Tell that to the 23 families who lost people to this virus, and tell them, put it in perspective. Don't focus on the numbers. Anyway, let me lighten up the topic because I just don't even believe it happened. To me, it feels like, what happened? I was so busy. But I'm not complaining because I needed to slow down. I think I needed to. Like, even the stuff I've been trying to get done, I'm like, good God, how was I even doing it? And I'm like, maybe because things weren't getting done. And like, my place is a mess. But I keep breaking stuff and dropping stuff. So I don't even put my broom and mop away. I just leave it out. But I can't keep this place clean because I'm always busy. I'm always doing stuff. Like, I walk into some people's homes and they're like showrooms. And I wish I could keep my place like that. I can keep my place like that for about 2 hours before I start putting things right. And plus, with my health, I have to have things everywhere. Like, I have probably 8 garbage cans in this little apartment. I used to have more. In my other apartment, I had more. Because with my health, when I am done running for the day and my body shuts down, it shuts down. And so I can't jump up every time I need to throw something away. So I have to have garbage cans near me everywhere. Actually, I used to have one sitting beside this desk, but I was doing something over there the other day and moved it. Now I wish I had it here. So I need another one, but they're just little Dollar Tree garbage cans, but I have about 8. Readers. I have readers all over the place from the Dollar Tree. Look right here. I try to keep them everywhere so I can find them because it burns up too much of my energy. Lotion. I've got lotion everywhere. And I need it too, as much as I keep washing my hands. But I can't burn up my energy running all around looking for things. Things have to be in place where I can find them. Because when I have to burn up a lot of energy, that's why I moved to a smaller place. That other place was too much to take care of. I mean, I moved, of course, you guys know, to get off the steps. I had to climb those stairs. And with this lung disease I have, couldn't do it. But I did move into a smaller space, though. I purposely took a smaller space because I thought that other place was a little too big for me. There was a lot of running back and forth. This one's nice and small. It's still, I've got lung disease, so it makes me tired. That's why I said things have to be where I need them. They have to be close, because me jumping up and down, running back and forth burns up way too much of my energy. This was so good. It was just a salad with iceberg lettuce, a little bit of tomato, because I shouldn't be eating it, roasted red pepper, olives, onions, garlic, avocado, quinoa. My avocado has melted. That's why it looks like that. Because I've sat here and stirred it so much. But it's so good. It's so creamy because of the avocado. Which I need. When I go out Friday, I've got to go to the store. And I need avocado. I got to put it on my list. I'm trying to really be organized with what I need. Because like I said, after today, no more reusing masks. No more. I'm just going to have to stay in. When I run out of those masks, and I'm not going to run out because I'm just not going to use them. I'm not going to go anywhere. Somebody sent me 3 in the mail today. And I was like, thank you, Jesus. They were like, is 3 okay? I'm like, look, if you send me 1, I'm not going to turn it down. I need mask. If you send me 1, I know a lot of people. I'm involved in a lot of things. And I thought if just each one of those people would give me 1 of their masks, because I know people have bought masks. Somebody bought them all up. I thought I could have enough to get me through maybe till April 17th, till mine come. But that's still not the N95, the big one. Those are just the surgical ones. But so I guess there's 2 types of N95s, medical and industrial. So the ones without the respirator, oh my goodness, I cannot breathe in those things. I just can't. It has to have the respirator in the front. But then those things are like $4 or $5 regularly. Right now, people are selling them for about $10 a piece and up. And up. Who wants to wear a $10 mask and throw it in the garbage? That's crazy. But I don't know. What do? You can't, like they said, it's so hard to know what to do, especially for me with my lung disease. I can't just go out there like everybody else, expose myself like, oh, there's nothing wrong with me. No, I have to take it seriously that I'm already high risk. So something has got to try to protect me. Even if it's the blue surgical mask, some protection is better than none. And it's not like I'm going to be in crowds. I'm going to try not to be. Try to keep back from people. And I know all this stuff. I learned it from having lung disease. When I was sick, and people used to get in my face and talk to me, I would tell them, "You're too close. You know, I got lung disease. You're too close." And it would be very easy for me to breathe in. The lungs are the only major organ that isn't protected from the outside elements. Everything else is the heart, the kidneys, the liver. The lungs are the only major organ not protected from the outside elements. I tell people, if I smell your breath, you're too close to me. You're way too close. So if I took this bottle, let's say there was a scent in here, essential oils, let's say Lysol or whatever. But I used to tell people, if I take this, and I would have Lysol, if I take this can of Lysol and I just a little bit, you go stand across the room and you let me know if you smell it. So they stand there for a while, and eventually the smell of the Lysol reaches them. All from a little, just a little, not even a full pump. Imagine somebody sneezing, achoo, not covering their mouth. They've already told us how far that can travel. I don't know why they've changed it now with this virus, saying that it's 6 feet of social distancing, because they told us years ago how fast and how far droplets can travel when somebody sneezes. That's why I hate elevators. You don't know who's been in them. And I go to the senior building, and when I do shows, and their elevator is like I always think it's like a germ bubble. It is so ridiculously hot in that elevator. And I thought, now imagine everybody that's been in there coughing, sneezing, just breathing. And now you've got the heat 100 degrees in this elevator. I hate going in that elevator. I can't breathe as it is. And then I take my scarf and wrap it around, or, whatever it takes. Whatever it takes. Even when I wear my blue surgical mask, I take my scarf and wrap it around to try to just block out anything. I know they say it won't protect you, but I just believe some. It's just me. That's just what I believe. I believe if somebody's sick and I walk through the room like this, I believe some protection is better than none. It's just what I believe. 9:30. So I'm tired. Just want to go to bed, get a good night's sleep, but I doubt it. I gotta finish it off because I drank out of the bottle now. I'm not gonna put it back in there and drink it tomorrow. I guess I didn't realize how much was left in there, because that's a lot. I'm gonna be up all night. So I was in this racial unity class, and we were doing this book. Natasha Morrison, Be the Bridge. Pursuing God's Heart for Racial Reconciliation. It was a good class, but when cold and flu season hit, it stops my life. Anyway, been on here over an hour. I think that's way too long. I think. Who has an hour of time to just listen to me go on and on and on about nothing? It would be different if I had good topics. Well, I don't know. Good means something different to everybody. Because I sit and listen to videos that are, long. And I guess people don't sit and listen to them. Like when I listen to people's videos, I'm always doing other stuff. So every now, well, sometimes I'm just tired. So I just enjoy kicking back and watching somebody's live video. But I am going to go because it's been like an hour and 11 minutes. I'm actually almost done with my salad. And with the ceiling fan blowing on me, I'm getting a little cold. When I go to bed, I know my bedroom's going to be like a furnace. It's 78 degrees in here. It's hot. So it's going to be a rough night. Unless God blesses me and lets me get a good night's sleep, that would be awesome. If my bladder would just calm down for one night. If my body temperature would calm down for one night. I can't imagine what it would be like to get 8 hours of sleep without being like on a ventilator or something like that. I used to always joke and say being on life support was the best sleep I ever had in my life. I used to always say that as a joke, and it's probably not a joke because I never was the best sleeper. But man, to get 8 hours of sleep and just wake up feeling so refreshed and so good without it being broken by sweat and freezing and bladder waking you up every half hour. Anyway, so they're going to send me to a urologist about that, though, because my sister said they put her on a CPAP and she kind of stopped getting up in the middle of the night. I know it helps you sleep, but we were talking about like the bladder going to the bathroom all night. She said they put her on the CPAP and she just sleeps now. I'm like, put me on a CPAP. No. If they can give me, I don't really like medicine, but I can get some sleep. And this bladder doesn't have me up 6-7 times a night. I might consider some medication. Anyways, guys, 1 hour, 13 minutes. I'm going to go. Have a great night. Thanks for watching. Invite your friends and be blessed. Stay safe. Stay well. I can never do this. It should just be one button. Just, do you want to end? Yes.